All right, so today we're going to continue looking at dividing polynomials, but we're going to look at dividing by quadratics, which is pretty similar to the linear terms, just with a little bit extra, not too much. So hopefully this will clear the slight difference up, but what we're doing is we're going a polynomial and we're dividing it by, instead of our linear term, we're dividing it by this quadratic term. So it's got a power of 2 there. Now our answer will be the quotient, some number, plus our remainder, which will be a linear term, because last time it was a constant. So by adding this extra factor, it becomes linear, divided by a quadratic, okay? Because that's what we're dividing by. Again, we call that thing the divisor in the denominator. Q of x is called the quotient. EX plus F, before we had that as labeled as R. That's still the remainder, but it's just linear now. And we can do the same thing by moving the P of x around. And the remainder will be linear if E does not equal 0. All right, and constant if E equals 0. So if that E equals 0, you're just going to be left with a constant term. But that's pretty much the same as what we've done. So let's jump straight in. So find the quotient and the remainder for the following division. So x to the power of 4 plus 4x cubed, take x plus 1. And we're dividing it by x squared, take x plus 1. And again, I'm writing it out in my long division form. So we're dividing x to the power of 4 plus 4x cubed plus, we've got 0x squared, so plus 0x squared. And I think this is probably the biggest amount of mistakes comes from this. Just making sure you put in all of those terms, even if they don't turn up here, we'll put it in as a 0. Minus x plus 1. All right, so the first thing is, we look at this, it's very similar to what we did before. Look at this first number, x squared, and how many times does it go into x to the power of 4? So what multiplied by x squared equals x to the power of 4? And that is x to the power of 2. It's x to the power of 2 times x to the power of 2 is x to the power of 4. All right, so now we are going to multiply this back in. So x to the power of 2 is times x squared is x to the power of 4, plus negative x times x squared is negative x cubed, plus 1 times x squared is x squared. All right, we're going to subtract that straight down. So x to the power of 4, x to the power of 4, that goes away. Subtract a negative, so we'll add that. So that's going to become 5x cubed. And 0x squared subtract positive x squared is going to be negative x squared. All right, we're going to bring this down. We always want to have 3 terms when we're dividing by quadratic. So bring this down, we're going to get minus x. So next in line, how many x squareds go into 5x cubed? So that's going to be 5x. 5x times x squared is 5x cubed. All right, now again, 5x times this thing, we're going to get 5, subtract 5x cubed, minus 5x squared, plus 5x. We subtract that out, that's going to be 0 in the first lot. Negative x squared plus, because 2 negatives, 5x squared is going to be 4x squared. And then negative x, take 5x is take 6x. Again, like we've been doing, bring that down, getting it plus 1. And we look, how many x squareds go into 4x squared? So there's going to be 4 lots of that. All right, 4 multiplied by this, subtract 4x squared. 4 times negative x is take 4x. 4 times 1 is 4. And again, subtract this out, we get 0. This is going to be plus, so negative 6 plus 4x is going to be negative 2x. And then 1 minus 4 is going to be negative 3. Okay, so that's what we're left with at the end. So that's going to be our remainder at the bottom. So what have we been asked to do? We've been asked to write it in the form q of x times ax squared. All right, so our q of x is x squared plus 5x plus 4. So we want to write that times by our divisor, which was x squared, take x plus 1, plus our remainder, which is negative 2x, take 3. All right, so you can see it's very similar to our dividing by linears. Just have to be really careful with our x to the power of 2, and any term that doesn't show up has to be a 0. So those are a couple of little tips. All right, so that's it. We'll have a go at some of these now. Thank you.